Today we're starting to learn about fractions, and one of the really important parts of fractions is understanding how to change improper fractions to mixed numbers. So I need you all to take these notes and just write everything I write, and then you're going to submit it right after this video. So at the top, you need to put renaming fractions. Okay, first of all, you have to know what an improper fraction is. And I know you worked on this last year because I actually have a fourth grader and I've seen some of her work, but it could be that you've forgotten. An improper fraction. Let's write this down. An improper fraction looks like this. 8/3. An improper fraction has a numerator that is larger than the denominator. Okay, let's write what a mixed number looks like. What is a mixed number? A mixed number has part whole number and part fraction, like that. And you can change them back and forth. These two are not equal. We're going to go ahead and practice changing some fractions from improper to mixed numbers. So let's write this down. Let's see here. How to change improper fractions to mixed numbers. How do we do that? Well, we actually use division, because I know you might be thinking about this bar here, 8/3. 8 is on top of the 3, and that fraction bar actually stands for divide. So let's try 8/3. That actually means 8 divided by 3. What does that look like? Well, it looks like this. Write that down. What do you think? How many 3s can we fit into 8? Well, we know if we count by 3s, we're going to land on 3, 6, 9. 9's too many. We have to stay under 8. So we have to think about what 3 times 1 is. No, that's too little. What's 3 times 2? Yep, that's going to get us as close to 8 as we can. So we're going to put a 2 up here. And now we're going to follow our division rules. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract. And that's 2. You put this remainder at the top of your fraction bar. What goes on the bottom? What is the number you were dividing by? What was on the bottom over here when we started with 8/3? It was 3. So 3 stays on the bottom. So 8/3 is equal to 2 2/3. Now let's go on to another one. So we need to get pretty good at changing improper fractions to mixed numbers. Let's try, maybe we'll do 6/5. Okay, what does 6/5 mean? It means 6 divided by 5. So go ahead and set up your division problem right here. Make sure you're paying attention. So you're still learning even though I'm at home. So what is 6 divided by 5? Well, you guys know 5 can only fit into 6 one time, right? Let's multiply. 1 times 5 is 5. And what do you get when you subtract? That's right, you get a 1. The 1 is going to go up to the top of the fraction bar. And what's going to stay on the bottom? What do we divide by? That's right, 5. So 6/5 equals 1 1/5. Let's try another one. And with this one, we're even going to try a picture. All right, let's do 13 sevenths. Okay, that means what? 13 divided by 7. Now set up your division problem here. 13 divided by 7. How many 7s can fit in a 13? You're right, only 1, because 1 times 7 is 7, and if we did 2, that would put us above it. It would put us at 14. So 1 times 7 is 7. Subtract to find your remainder. 6. So this goes on top of the fraction bar, and of course the 7 stays on the bottom. So that means 13 sevenths equals 1 6 sevenths. I'm going to show you a picture here, right? Sevenths is kind of tricky to draw, so I'm not going to do a picture of that one. I'm going to do a picture of 8/3, right? Hopefully you have some space here to draw a little picture. All right, so 8/3 is the same thing as 2 2/3. So I'm going to draw a picture of 2 circles all the way filled in, and then only 2 out of 3 filled in here. So when you draw thirds, it's kind of like a peace sign. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in this third and this third. You see how I drew 2 2/3? Let's see, is that really the same thing as 8/3? Right now we can't tell because I kind of covered in that, but let's go ahead and make these peace signs with a different color, maybe with this color right here. All right, so there we go. Let's count how many thirds we have filled in. I'm going to zoom in on this. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. It is the same thing. 8/3 equals 2 2/3. Make sure after you have all these notes, you ask for help if you don't understand, and you submit this right here on Canvas.